Hello. It's been a little while since I posted up my last video. I've just had lots of other things going on. Since I posted the video how to put in a double-din stereo using a little bit of cutting bits and bobs here and saving you dismantling all of the center console, it seems to have been a massive success, and lots of people have watched it and messaged me. I did post one up of a sort of very basic way that I'd managed to get the steering wheel controls working, but it wasn't great. I've been spending a lot of time looking on the internet trying to figure out what I'd done wrong, and it turns out that the original Connect to steering wheel control interface that I'd bought, which was this bad boy, was actually the wrong one. After doing some digging, the one that I'd bought was the CTSH 0009.2, which was for Honda CRVs and Honda Civics and 2000s up to like 05. The one that I actually needed was the CTSH 0001.2, which is for Honda Civic hybrids and CRVs from 06 onwards. And they come with a different connector on the end. They actually come with these little grey connectors on the end instead of one of these. But that's okay, because if you buy just a very bog standard FRV stereo connector from anywhere like eBay, they cost about £4. They don't cost anything. Pretty much all you do, it looks identical to this, except for it's got these connectors on, and the black interface bit is wired up slightly differently. And all I did was I cut all of the wires off the end of the standard one and all of the ones off the new interface that I'd bought, and then soldered them all together, put some shrink wrap over it because I didn't want them, because of all the moving about inside the car, I didn't want anything coming off and causing any electrical fires or anything like that. And once I'd done that, I then cut off the green plug, which is the one for the steering wheel controls that go into your normal stereo when that's fitted, and the two wires that come out of the interface on the new one. I just used a couple of grips to connect those together, and now the steering wheel controls all work, which I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to just turn the stereo on. Give it a second. Okay, so it's just reading. I've got it connected to the iPod. So it's got a song playing on there at the moment, which is through the iPod. So here are my steering wheel controls. Just turn that off because I was trying to look for my phone. So volume up. Volume down. There we go. Mode, which turns it from like iPod to radio and AUX or any of those sorts of things you might have on your stereo. So there's mode, goes to Bluetooth. Mode again goes to AUX. Mode again goes to radio. So, and then the channel up and down buttons, those control like the stations that you've got tuned in. So I'll turn it up a little bit so you can hear it. So that's like on radio 4.
Stranger than...
There we go. So there you go.
Name. But the second should be keeping them.
Just turn that back down so you can hear me. And then if I push mode again, it goes back to my iPod. And then the channel up and down button then becomes my skip buttons for the music. So I'll push skip. It then moves to the next song. There we go. So there we have it. Working steering wheel controls. Now if I turn the car on, I'm going to show you something else that I've done, which I'll explain in a second. Okay, just quickly turn the car on. So I've also fitted, as I mentioned, a reverse camera and it was actually quite easy. The wiring that came with the stereo actually has a wire on it which is for the reverse camera, and then it plugs into a jack which is for videoing, which is on the back. It's really easy. And then you wire the live that comes from that into the one that's on the stereo wiring. The cable runs all the way to the back of the car. Choose the place for your camera, and then there's a wire which you connect to a ground wire, which I just used on one of the lights for my license plate, which is where the cameras fit. And that was literally it. So now when I put it into reverse, I'll move the camera so you can see. Hopefully that's clear enough. There you can go. You can see that the reverse cameras come on, and if I pop that back out, it goes back. My one even beeps when you get to a certain point when you're reversing as well, and it was really easy to fit. It took me about an hour with running all the cables in and drilling a little hole to fit my camera in and everything. Just turn everything off and you wear. So there we go, there's the camera. So we pretty much just run it in. So there's like a little bolt that holds it in place there. I won't show you the mess in my boots. And then this panel here is where I used to access it so I could connect all the wiring up. This just pops out with a screwdriver, and then just run all the cabling down through the car. That's it.